Hello, I am Rachel Stubbs, the Artist Development Coordinator at the International Folk Art Market. In this video, we will discuss everything that you need to know to ship to Santa Fe, New Mexico. My phone number and email are included right below for any questions that you may have outside of this video. IFAM has a warehouse where all incoming shipments from artists all over the world are stored and organized. The name of the warehouse is Level LLC. The people at the warehouse will label all of your boxes with your booth number and bring them to your booth on the day of setup during the market. It is important that you address all of your boxes and crates to this address seen on the screen. If you have questions or concerns, the warehouse employee phone number is included on this slide as well, and my phone number is also here. Artists are responsible for paying all shipping fees and custom or duty fees in advance. If IFAM is alerted to a customs or duty fee that has not been paid, we will cover the expense, but we will deduct the charge, the full amount, from your final sales at your reconciliation appointment after the market has finished. We will alert you that there has been an unpaid customs or duty fee when our warehouse receives it. The artist is responsible for arranging and paying all return shipments of unsold goods after the market. If artwork is left behind, it will be considered abandoned goods. The shipping deadline is very important. You must ship all artwork or goods from your country by May 15th, and you must email documentation of this shipment to IFAM also by May 15th. You should email this information to shipping@folkartmarket.org. And in this email, please include your application name, your application ID, the carrier that you are shipping with, the air bill of lading or tracking number, the number of cartons that you are shipping, the estimated arrival date of your shipment into the United States, and a copy of a completed commercial invoice. IFAM requires that you send documentation of your shipment to shipping@folkartmarket.org. The information that you send should be a direct email of the confirmation of your shipment, not a photograph. Please do not send us photographs of a box with a label. It is hard to read. In the email that you send to IFAM with your shipping confirmation, we require that you include a completed commercial invoice. A commercial invoice should be broken down into different types of items that are in the shipment. For example, ceramics would be listed first, and then textiles would be listed next because they are different types of item. The commercial invoice should include the following information about the items in the shipment: the name of the item, the size of the item, the material the item is made of, and if the item is made of wood, we must have the scientific name, which is the genus and species. Please include the process used to create each item type, the quantity of units of each item type in the shipment, and include the wholesale price in United States dollars for a unit of an item type. This is not the price that you want to sell the piece for at IFAM. This is 50% of the IFAM price. So a ceramic that would usually cost $100 at IFAM should be listed on the invoice as $50. Finally, you will calculate the total value in United States dollars of the units for each item type in the shipment. This should be the quantity of items multiplied by the unit price. Each box that you mail to IFAM's warehouse must have an envelope attached to the outside with several documents inside. This envelope should be made of sturdy material and should be attached to the box in either a piece of plastic or a protective sleeve so that it is not damaged during shipping. Inside of this envelope should be a packing list, which includes your quantity of items in the box, your name, and a description of what the item is. Each packing list should be numbered according to how many boxes you have, and each box should be named and numbered as well according to the packing list. In the envelope, you should also include your official letter from IFAM of invitation to the market, a certificate of origin, please include 2 copies, a copy of a bill of lading, and a pro forma invoice, please include 2 copies. All of this information must be written in English. On the screen is an example of a commercial invoice. You can see that the item types are described in different sections with the quantity listed and the price per unit. The price per unit is 50% of what you want to sell the piece for at IFAM. You will also see a circle around the word wood. This is showing an example of the scientific name, which is the genus and species of the tree that was used in the creation of a hand-carved box. Please include 3 copies of your commercial invoice with your shipment and email 1 copy to shipping@folkartmarket.org. It's important to keep several copies of this invoice with you while traveling, especially if you are hand carrying your art in luggage on the flights. The customs officers will take one and you should retain one for your records. If you are shipping to the United States, attached to the outside of the box should be an envelope, and inside the envelope should be several documents, one of which is a certification of origin. This document is used to calculate your duty fees and is required to qualify for many trade preference programs and free trade agreements. If you are shipping with a major shipping company like DHL or FedEx or UPS, they will fill this form out for you. It is an advantage of working with them, and they have the fastest delivery time. This document is broken down into sections, as you can see on the screen. The first section is the importer, which is the International Folk Art Market. Please list our information there. The second section is the exporter. This will be the artist's information. The third is the producer. Please check the box that says same as exporter and leave the rest of that section blank. The fourth section is the invoice date. This is the date listed on your commercial invoice that we've just gone over. The fifth section is the invoice number, which is supplied by the International Folk Art Market to the artists. The sixth section is the HTSUS number. The seventh section is the description. The eighth section is the quantity, and the ninth section is the origin, where the piece is being shipped out from. This screen shows the last 2 sections of the certification of origin. Section 10 is the criterion. The criteria differs from person to person and is a way of showing that the piece was created by you in your country of origin, and thus the product's country of origin is the same as yours. And the 11th section is the role. You will select the exporter role as the artist. Some artists may choose to hand carry their works into the United States. If this is the case, you must complete a customs declaration form upon entry. A copy of that form is included on the right-hand side of the screen. This is supplied by the airline on your entry to the United States. There's a few things to note about hand carrying. It's important that you also have printed copies of your completed pro forma and commercial invoice and the certificate of origin form so that when you go through customs, it will help facilitate the process. You should keep copies of all these things for your records as well. When you are hand carrying in luggage on an airline, it's important that the pieces, your goods, are packaged in a safe way that will make sure they get to the United States in one piece. On the packing list that you need to also include for hand carrying, you should make sure to write the items are consigned to the Santa Fe International Folk Art Market. Regardless of whether you are hand carrying your artwork or shipping it to the United States, there are a few restrictions of materials that you cannot use or bring. They are included below, as lead paint, flammable fabrics, glazed ceramic foodware, livestock and animals, plants and animal products. The purpose of these regulations is to keep U.S. customers safe from potentially harmful products. Failing to comply with these regulations can result in products being denied entry to the United States. The image on the right-hand side of the screen is an official verification of fumigation that is stamped onto a crate when you ship pallets or crates to the United States. And it's also worth noting that you should not use natural or organic packing materials when you are shipping. These will also be denied entry. When you are shipping or hand carrying work to the United States, it is important that all of the goods be labeled properly. One example is ceramics. Ceramic products that are not glazed, that are not for food use, and do not comply with regulations must be labeled as such. There must be a label that indicates where they are from, that they are not for food use, and that they may be harmful if they are used. This must be a permanent and legible statement on the exterior of the base of the product. The primary item type that must be labeled regardless of shipping or hand carrying is textiles. Textiles require many different kinds of labels based on the composition, but all textiles must be labeled with a simple label showing where it was made. The star on the screen is showing an example of a tag that was created to be sewn into a garment or textile, and in this case, it's showing that the piece was made in Italy. If the piece contains animal products, there are specific tagging and labeling that must happen. If it's a fur product, you must show the care instructions, the name of the animals that produce the fur, whether the fur has been damaged or used, whether the fur has been bleached or dyed, and whether the fur product is composed in whole or in substantial part of paws, tails, bellies, or waist fur. If the piece is made of wool, there are different regulations, and you must show, again, the care instructions, but also the percentage of wool that went into making the piece. If there are any other fibers, you must show what percentage of weight that fiber is present in the textile. For all textiles, please show the names and percentages of the weights of the fibers. We will end this video with a few important reminders. If you are stopped at customs and asked about the purpose of your visit, do not say that you are going into the United States to sell your artwork. The International Folk Art Market will handle all sales transactions of your artwork. You must tell the customs officer that you are exhibiting at the International Folk Art Market and show them your official IFAM letter of invitation. If you encounter difficulties clearing customs at the airport, please contact Nadia Ahmed at 505-992-7609 or Rachel Stubbs at 505-992-7615. As someone traveling to the United States on a B1 or temporary visa, you must not sell any of your work. You must sell all artwork through the International Folk Art Market to maintain your visa and remain in the United States for the duration of your stay.